Hello and welcome to my tutorial. So if you don't already know, I entered the NYX Face Awards and this is my entry look, and this look actually got through to the top 20, which was absolutely amazing. If you don't know what the NYX Face Awards competition is, I will leave a link down in the description below and you can go check that out and read about it. So first you're going to start off by hiding your eyebrows, and then you're just going to draw the basic outline using any sort of makeup pencil. Next you're going to fill in the shapes using face paints. I'm using Snazaroo. Here I am starting to introduce darker greens which creates a more 3D effect. I am reducing the intensity of the lines by using a makeup wipe. Continue to follow the outlines of the shapes with the face paint, and feel free to use a sponge as well. Dabbing the sponge will give a nice smooth transition from one colour to the next. Using the darker green, I am starting to form the shape of the nose. Using a wet brush will make it easier to blend the colours. I am roughly forming the shape of the eyes, and I'm blending out the white to give a reflective effect. Continue to fill in the shapes and form the shapes of the teeth as well. Moving on, I'm starting to form the basic shape of the jaw. The jaw of this monster will continue down onto your chest. Start forming lines which will be the stringy effects of the mouth. Create lines so that they are going in different directions, some being curvy, some being straight and some overlapping each other. This will give a more chaotic feel to the look. So exactly the same thing again, just continue filling in the shapes, and just bear in mind that the shapes don't have to be perfect at this point just yet. Now that you are happy with your mouth, you can start painting in the black background. Fill in the spaces in your mouth. This is where you can really start to define the shapes and tidy up the edges. Feel free to go back and adjust the shapes. As you can see, I went back and thickened up the lines. Using a small defined brush, you want to outline the shapes as neatly as you can. With the same brush, you can now start going in and adding really fine details. Taking a colour eyeshadow similar to the colour you are using, you just want to soften out the edges you blended. I'm using the Kat Von D shade in Iggy. This step is totally optional, I'm just being a little bit too much of a perfectionist here. Taking any black eyeshadow, you want to apply this to the edges. This is going to create an even more 3D effect, and I feel like this step is rather important. Feel free to add some details, stripes, whatever you wish. So, moving on to your chest, you simply want to paint your chest green. Start introducing different greens as well if you wish. Begin forming a hole in your chest and fill that in black. Also add shapes next to that. Details will be added in later on. Start lining the top of the hole. This will give the illusion that the hole has depth. Go ahead and start adding some cracked details. At this point I decided I wanted a tongue, so I used a makeup wipe and wiped away where I want the tongue to sit. So go ahead and fill in the tongue and continue to add on details like cracks, 3D effects and outline the shapes. Moving on to the next section of the chest, I'm just creating random lines and I'm making lines so they overlap each other. This is actually quite difficult to explain, so just try and watch and see what I do. For the other side, on the edges, I'm just adding triangular shapes and torn effects to it, and I'm also adding 3D effects to that as well. Once you are happy with your lines, you can go in and fill in the black background. Using any black eyeshadow, you want to apply this to the edges of the strings. This will give the illusion that the strings are actually overlapping each other. Again, I'm just creating the illusion that the tongue is sat behind the green areas and is coming out of my chest. You can even go back in with some face paint to make some areas stand out even more, and then go back and retouch some areas that need doing and just play around until you're happy with the outcome. I'm just doing the finishing touches on the eyeballs, and I'm going in with a pencil and just colouring my waterlines. And then taking some darker green paint, I decided to go back in and create some more details by adding tiger-like stripes on the sides of my face. Taking a white eyeliner and creating dots and sparkles in the whole of my chest to create a galaxy. And then going in with a black eyeliner, you're just going to draw some eyelashes onto the eyeballs. Here is the final result. Thank you so much for watching my video. I do hope you found it helpful and that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.